This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News is edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe and read by Sabrina Zawahir. The headlines. Milk powder shortage in the market will end by Monday. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena informs the Parliament Select Committee about Attorney General's opinion on the Provincial Council election. Information revealed on distributing 81,000 metric tons of substandard fertilizer during the time of good governance government. Several programs organised in connection with the 72nd anniversary of the Army. Attention paid on extending Kalani Valley Railway line up to Ahaliagoda. And in world news, parents convicted in first university admissions scandal trial. And in sports, England tour of Australia is to go ahead subject to conditions. Now the local news in detail. Milk Powder Importers Association says that the shortage of milk powder in the market will end by Monday. Chairman of the association, Lakshman Veerasurya, said that a 400-gram packet will be sold for 480 rupees and 1 kilogram packet will be sold for 1,195 rupees. He said that the prices were fixed after a discussion with Minister Lasantha Alagiyawanna. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena has informed the Attorney General's opinion about Provincial Council election to the Parliament Select Committee. The Attorney General has said that the Provincial Council election cannot be held even according to the old system without passing a new act. It is essential to conduct the election for provincial councils which are functioning for a long time without public representatives. Therefore, the minister pointed out to the members of the committee the legal situation is an obstacle to conduct the polls. The minister expressed these views when the Select Committee met in Parliament yesterday. Minister Mahindananda Alutgamage says that 81 metric tons of substandard fertilizer have been distributed by changing 51 laboratory reports during the time of good governance government. He said that the Auditor General's report in 2020 has revealed about the substandard fertilizer stock. Several special programs have been organised in connection with the 72nd anniversary of the Army. The main official ceremony will be held under the patronage of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa at Gajaba Regiment in Saryapura. Arrangements have been made to promote 545 Army officers and 10,369 other rankers tomorrow in connection with the anniversary. Meanwhile, Army Commander General Shavendra Silva has visited Anuradhapura Abhimansala to look into the welfare of disabled soldiers. This news is brought to you by Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Get a personal loan for your marriage, education or housing within 24 hours with People's Bank Digital Banking.
Continuing local news, the Government Information Department yesterday announced the public and private sector experts who have been appointed to the committee to formulate Sri Lanka's national policy on digital banking, blockchain and cryptocurrency mining. Sri Lanka plans to draft acts, rules and regulations required to attract investments into digital banking and blockchain technology and to facilitate cryptocurrency mining companies to invest in Sri Lanka. Minister Namal Rajapaksa, in his capacity as Project Coordinating and Monitoring Minister, this week sought the approval of the Cabinet of Ministers to appoint a committee comprising of skilled professionals in the public and private sectors to draft a report on the acts, rules and regulations required to attract investments from companies operating in these sectors and to allow the Board of Investment to take the necessary steps to facilitate such investments. A large number of court productions under the custody of courts, Government Analysts Department and security authorities have been piled up over the years. Those have been piled up as the items have not been released to the owners after completing of court cases, and some of them have not been destroyed. A large number of vehicles are parked at court premises and police stations. Sources at courts and Government Analyst Departments say that steps have not been taken to release them despite vehicles valuing millions of rupees are being corroded and destroyed. Deputy Director Research of Tea Board Dr. Kirti Mohoti says that several measures will be taken in future to use organic fertilizer for tea cultivations together with the Tea Research Institute and the Export Development Board. He pointed out that the organic fertilizer concept has become popular in Europe to minimize damage to the environment. That ends the local news.
Get a personal loan for your marriage, education or housing within 24 hours with People's Bank Digital Banking. People's Bank Digital Banking, your ultimate convenience.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Railway General Manager Dhammika Jayasundara says that attention has been paid on extending Kalani Valley Railway line up to Ahaliagoda. He said that the travelling time will be reduced up to 2 hours from Ahaliagoda to Colombo Fort after extending the track from Gatahatta to Ahaliagoda. That was our main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watchlight.
At least 29 people have been killed in fatal road accidents across the country in the past week. Police spokesman SSP Nihal Taldova said 35 people have been killed in 34 road accidents in the last week of September. Police also urge all motorists and motorcyclists to drive in accordance with traffic rules to prevent road accidents. That was Watchlight, a bulletin of world news follows.
World News.
The headlines of the world news. Parents convicted in first university admissions scandal trial. President Biden rejects an attempt by Donald Trump to withhold documents from the Congressional Committee. Nations agree to 15% minimum corporate tax rate. Now the world news in detail. 2 wealthy fathers have been convicted of paying bribes to have their children admitted to elite universities by falsely posing as successful athletes. A jury in Boston on Friday found ex-casino chief Gamal Aziz and private equity firm founder John Wilson guilty of bribery and fraud charges. Sentencing is scheduled for February. They each face up to 20 years in jail. The verdict marks the first trial conviction in the scandal dubbed Operation Varsity Blues. President Biden has rejected an attempt by Donald Trump to withhold documents from the Congressional Committee investigating the Capitol riot. Mr. Trump had asked that the records the committee requested remain hidden under executive privilege, which shields some presidential communications. Meanwhile, his former aide Steve Bannon has vowed to resist a subpoena to appear before the inquiry. The panel has threatened jail for any ex-officials who refuse to cooperate. Most of the world's nations have signed up to a historic deal to ensure big companies pay a fairer share of tax. Some 136 countries agreed to enforce a corporate tax rate of at least 15%, as well as a fairer system of taxing profits where they are earned. It follows concerns that multinational companies are rerouting their profits through low-tax jurisdiction to cut their bills. Yet, critics say a 15% rate is too low and firms will get around the rules. That ends World News, and prior to concluding, the headlines of the World News once again. Parents convicted in first university admissions scandal trial. President Biden rejects an attempt by Donald Trump to withhold documents from the Congressional Committee. Nations agree to 15% minimum corporate tax rate. With that, we conclude the World News. Next up is the Development News.
And now in development news.
JICA's new technical cooperation assistance named as Project for Capacity Building for Field Officers of Community Participation in Community Water Supply Schemes Management was officially launched recently at the State Ministry of Provincial Councils and Local Government. The project focuses on to rehabilitate and improve small rural roads, small and medium irrigation schemes, and rural water supply units. That was Development News.
Sports news.
Taking a look at the sports news, England and Wales Cricket Board says the England Men's Ashes series in Australia this winter will go ahead subject to several critical conditions. England had concerns over their families being allowed to travel, quarantine and bubble arrangements amid the coronavirus pandemic. The 5-test series is due to begin on 8th December and end on 18th January. The ECB said that over recent weeks they have made excellent progress in moving forward on the Men's Ashes Tour. That ends Sports News.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Hela Clothing, one of Sri Lanka's leading sustainability-focused apparel supply chain solution providers, has launched the Hela Dirilia initiative to empower the company's team members and help uplift their families. Hela Dirilia was envisioned with the purpose of economically empowering the company's workforce and their families by equipping them with adequate resources and technical know-how. That ends Business News.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news. Courtesy of
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Colombo Stock Exchange continued to observe positive investor interest yesterday, whilst local retail's investor interest further centred upon banking and leisure sector counters. The all-share price index gained 44.6 points to close at 9,671, whilst S&P SL20 index also increased by 14.5 points to close at 3,616.9. LOLC Development and Finance, Carson's Cumberbatch, Expo Lanka Holdings, Ceylon Tobacco and John Keel's Holdings remained as the top positive contributors to the ASPI during the day. That ends economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report. Finally, it's a look at the weather report. The Met Department says several spells of light showers will occur in western, Sabaragamuwa, central and northwestern provinces and in Galle and Mathura districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at northern province. Wind speed can be increased up to 50 km per hour at times in the western slope of Central Hills, northern and north-central provinces and in Trincomalee and Hambantota districts. That was the weather report. Prior to concluding this bulletin of news, the headlines once again. Milk powder shortage in the market will end by Monday. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena informs the Parliament Select Committee about Attorney General's opinion on the Provincial Council election. Information revealed on distributing 81,000 metric tons of substandard fertilizer during the time of good governance government. Several programs organized in connection with the 72nd anniversary of the Army. Attention paid on extending Kalani Valley Railway line up to Ahliagoda. With that, we conclude the news.